What is going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video we are going to be talking about two trades that are proposed by Bobby Marks. Bobby Marks is not a reporter. I think that gets confused, like when people share Bobby Marks stuff. He's more of like, every trade or idea he comes up with, it's all with cap in mind. I don't think he takes talent in consideration. I don't think he takes, I mean, to an extent, it got to be reasonable, but I think all his trades are mainly surrounded around cap space and assets and stuff. That's his job. That's what he used to do. That's what he does for ESPN. Like that's literally Bobby Marks. So take everything you hear from him with a grain of salt and just think about it from that perspective, which what the two trades we're about to go over makes sense to me in that perspective. But as a fan of the team and as just thinking about basketball, it doesn't make any sense, and I don't want to do them. So spoiler alert, but we do want to talk about them. The first trade, he has Chris Middleton and a 2031 top 5 protected first round pick from the Bucks coming to the Hornets in exchange for Miles Bridges. Now, actually for the Bucks, I don't even really getting off Chris Middleton. I think is probably, you want someone that can actually compete and actually help the team. So I get that in that perspective. But in terms of like play style, I don't really know, because Miles is great at charging the rim, even though I know that he's been looking into shooting more threes lately. Part of that system, part of that is expanding his game. And then, but with Giannis there, they might could play off each other. Actually, I know they could play off each other, but it's not. I think that the Chris Middleton archetype is really what works for that team, and part of the reason they were able to win the championship. However, you replace Drew Holiday with Damian Lillard, so maybe you don't need that. Maybe you do need someone more of like a Miles Bridges, and maybe he can, really focus on defense a lot more too, being on the team like that. Anyway, I don't like the trade mainly just because of the fact that 2031, yes, that might be a good pick for us. I mean, Giannis is very open when he's unhappy or considering leaving or just trying to, force the front office hand. So it very possibly could be a good pick. However, the only immediate return we get, I wouldn't even say it's that pick. That pick is what, seven years away or something like that. I'm checking real quick. It's like 7 years away, and so I don't want it. 2031 or 6 years away. I'm sorry. That's not going to do anything for us. That won't become valuable for another like 2-3 years. Dame or Giannis have to be gone or declining or something for that to even pick up any steam until we're right there. If they're not declining and it's not 2028, that pick probably has no use. And then Chris Middleton, I think the idea of Chris Middleton would impact this team. I think that having him kind of work with Brandon and be his mentor, I think will be beneficial to this team. I think I like our chances better with trying to work around our core of what you can call our core and try to compete next year, like try to make the playoffs next year, than making that kind of trade. That's firmly what I believe. Other people could have, some people just want Miles gone, fine. But I still don't think, even if that's the reason you're trading him, I don't think this is the trade to do. If you think about the idea of it, yes. But in reality, you're looking at what Chris Middleton is doing right now. You're looking at this pick. I just don't think so. I don't think it really is going to help us at all. I don't know Chris Middleton's contract off the top of my head, so maybe we can look. I'll look. Give me 1 second. Chris Middleton has a player option next season. So we'll have him this season, of course, and then next season he can take the player option. For a team like us, there's no reason for him not to take the money. I think that obviously you're on the Bucks and you're like, I want a championship with this team. I could give him the hometown discount, this, that, and the other. I don't want to go anywhere else. I know, like, all this stuff. He would probably opt out, take less money. He owes the Hornets nothing, especially if he got here this year. So I could see him taking the money unless he just really, really wants to compete for one more championship and take less money. In doing so, I don't know. That is possible. I just don't know what that looks like. So I would rather just take Miles. I mean, it's not like Miles is on an 8-year contract. He's only on 3. So even after this season, he only got 2 more. It's just not worth it to me. The next trade is he wanted, Bobby Marks suggested we get Isaac Okoro and 2 second-round picks. I don't even think the year the second-round picks matter. Let's see. 2028 second-round pick and 2031 second-round pick from the Cavs for Josh Okogie. I could definitely understand why the Cavs would want Josh Okogie. I think he's a good player. I think that he's everything I thought he would be for us. Maybe even a little more. I didn't think he'd have an impact this soon, but I could see why they would want to make that trade. You got Isaac Okoro, who is just really more of like a solid defender and a three-point. He's becoming like a corner or three-point shooter. Josh Okogie, while his three-point shooting may not be of the likes of Isaac Okoro, I think that he brings so much in general. Like we saw last night, he was able, and I say last night, that was the game against the Lakers, he was attacking the rim and getting fouls. He was hitting threes. He was a bigger reason we had like a little run at the end of the first or the second. I think it was the end of the first. He's just a very active, energetic player. And I know that we say Cody Martin, Josh Green, and Josh Okogie are like all of the same, cloth. They are. But like, have you seen like, I don't think of it in video games, but I'm pretty sure this graph is used in other places, but where you have like the web of skills and then, it points to whatever skill you have the most. They all, their graph would look the same, will look similar, but there will be like little spots where they have spikes in other places that the other ones don't, and they make up for each other. So that's why I like that pairing, because Cody is more of a do-it-all, but he's not really he's like barely above average at anything, but he's just a very solid player. Always said that. He's as good as the people you have around him. I fully believe that if he goes to a better team, he probably would look like a lot better player. I think Josh Okogie is more of, I think you had more of the hustle defense type energy with him, and maybe even you might give an edge on finishing at the rim and maybe three-point shooting. But there's other stuff like passing, ball handling. That's things that I think Cody has over him, even though, it's not that much better, but it's still better. Josh Green, I think you have some hustle with him, but maybe not the rebounding, maybe the defense a little bit. He has the three-point shooting over everybody. So like that's kind of how I see it, and I think they pair with each other greatly. I just don't think that's worth giving up Josh Okogie, even though I think he's on a non-guarantee next year, well, up until some point. But I just don't think that's worth giving up Josh Okogie for Isaac Okoro, because then you really do have Isaac Okoro. He really is not too different from Cody Martin and Josh Green. I think Josh Okogie is different enough, and that's why I like him, and that's why I enjoy his game. And I think that he's going to be beneficial for us. He shows that he can have the potential to be like a starting two if the Hornets look to move down, as far as Miles at the 4, Brandon at the 3, Kogi at 2, and LaMelo at the 1. It just all depends. He just shows that type of ability. I'm not saying he should be. I'm just saying that he has that type of ability. Isaac Okoro, I like the ability. He's true 3-and-D, but it's just that's it. And it's not like he gives this energy that we need. I think that we've shown, even with people out, that we can be a pretty good defensive team. So I don't think we need such strong 3-and-D worthy type players. I think that having guys that they can be 3-and-D, but they also provide a little bit of finishing at the rim. They provide a little bit of just energy. That's something that this team really needs. And I think it was obvious when Josh Okogie came in that the energy of this team went up. So I'm just not keen on either of those trades. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And I could be coping for Bobby Marks. He's one of my favorite analysts, but that's because I'm into the numbers and trying to figure out what contracts go where, what assets go where. That's me. That's what I like. So I don't think that that's what he's trying to do. I've never seen him as a reporter. Even when he makes up trades, I've never seen it as he is reporting on that or he really believes it. I think it's just more so, if the team is trying to be most efficient with their funds, and sometimes being efficient with your funds doesn't necessarily mean your team will become better. If the team's trying to be most efficient with their funds and assets, these are the trades I would make. That's more so what I see. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I don't like either trade, to be clear. I don't know. I did a lot of rambling, but I don't know if I specified if I like the trade or not. I don't like either trade. I just thought it was interesting because from a cap asset perspective, it makes sense. There is a chance that Chris Middleton buys out. Then boom, you have $34 million come off the books and a first-round pick. Even if it doesn't become valuable, I think you get the immediate and maybe a 3-team deal, who knows? But you get the immediate cap relief. That's an asset these days. Even with the Josh Okogie, Isaac Okoro trade, you get 2 second-round picks and a guy. He's not bad, and he does give you something you need. I just don't think that it's better than what Josh Okogie's given us or will give us in the future. Just because of his assets, his talents are just a little bit different. They're not too different, but they're different enough to where I just don't think that's worth it, especially for 2 seconds when we have so many seconds. I don't know what we're going to do with them all. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to use them to move up in places and maybe trade for guys who falling down the draft board, things like that. I don't know if we can really use those seconds to get players, maybe to help facilitate trades. They might help in that, but it's just not worth it to me. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.